Diddy's trial is officially underway, and the revelations so far have been nothing short of shocking. At this moment, Diddy is staring down some incredibly severe charges. Federal authorities have indicted him for racketeering, trafficking, and charges connected to the transportation of individuals for illicit sexual activity. If convicted on all counts, he could potentially be sentenced to life imprisonment. During the proceedings, prosecutors introduced surveillance footage depicting Diddy physically assaulting his former girlfriend Cassie at the Intercontinental Hotel. A security guard who stepped in during the incident took the stand, testifying that Diddy was yelling at Cassie and ordering her not to leave. The guard claimed Diddy attempted to bribe him, but he refused the offer. He also noted Cassie had visible bruising around her eye. However, Diddy's defense team challenged the guard's credibility, pointing out inconsistencies, specifically that some of his testimony wasn't included in the initial incident report. Diddy's lawyers also argued the money Diddy offered wasn't a bribe, but compensation for property damage the guard had allegedly mentioned. Then came the second witness, a moment that stunned the courtroom. The individual in question was a male escort named Daniel Phillip, who claimed he had been involved in multiple freak-off sessions with Diddy and Cassie. If you recall, Cassie had previously alleged in her lawsuit that Diddy arranged for her to have sex with other men while he watched and pleasured himself nearby. These incidents were what they reportedly referred to as freak-offs, accordings. To Phillip, Cassie personally paid him after he arrived at what he thought was a bachelorette party, only to realize it was an exclusive freak-off session. She instructed him to rub her down with baby oil, and things quickly escalated. Meanwhile, Diddy, masked with a bandana, sat in the corner watching and pleasuring himself. Phillip testified that Diddy filmed the encounters, gave instructions, and encouraged more baby oil to be applied. These sessions, Phillip claimed, sometimes lasted up to 10 hours, and he was paid as much as $6,000 in cash. He added that protection was rarely used, raising serious health concerns. In one disturbing account, he said Cassie asked him to urinate on her, reportedly guiding him on how to do it while Diddy observed and gave feedback. Phillip also claimed to have witnessed multiple instances of Diddy physically abusing Cassie, including one where Diddy threw a glass bottle at her and dragged her by the hair into a different room. He heard what he believed was slapping and Cassie screaming, repeatedly saying, "I'm sorry." He remembered hearing Diddy shout, "When I tell you to come now, not later." Despite witnessing this, Phillip said he never intervened or contacted authorities out of fear that Diddy might retaliate and end his life. In another incident, he heard Cassie screaming again from behind a bedroom door. After Diddy left, Cassie reportedly climbed into Phillip's lap, began crying, then started kissing him, which eventually led to them engaging in sex. Diddy allegedly emerged again, simply watching. Phillip's testimony was so explicit and distressing that Diddy's daughters had to be escorted out of the courtroom. Many are questioning why Diddy even brought his children to such proceedings. It appeared to be an attempt to soften his public image in front of the jury, and frankly, it was inappropriate. Let's now turn to Cassie's testimony, which holds significant weight in this case. She and Diddy were in a 10-year relationship, one she described as deeply toxic and abusive. In 2023, she filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault, domestic violence, and systemic abuse. Diddy settled that case within 24 hours for $30 million, a record-setting pace that many interpreted as an admission of guilt. Her lawsuit helped catalyze the federal investigation and eventual charges Diddy now faces. These include racketeering, as prosecutors allege he was running a criminal enterprise under the guise of his entertainment business. The list of alleged crimes includes bribery, arson, trafficking, and illegal interstate transportation for prostitution. Cassie's testimony further strengthens the prosecution's case. She admitted Diddy instructed his staff to supply her with illegal drugs like ecstasy for these freak-off encounters. She also said travel agents working for Diddy arranged for escorts to fly in from different cities and countries. The fact that they used company resources to transport sex workers across state and national lines may be one of the most damning components of this case. While Diddy's abusive and sexual behaviors reveal much about his character, it's the criminal logistics behind the scenes that could put him away for life. Cassie broke down on the stand, recounting how she met Diddy at 19 years old, a young, aspiring singer, while he was in his mid-30s. As her mentor, he held power over her career and personal life, which he allegedly used to manipulate her into a romantic relationship. She admitted she fell in love with Diddy initially, charmed by his charisma, but she later discovered he had a dark and violent side. She described how he frequently assaulted her, sometimes over minor infractions like giving him a look he didn't like. Cassie said she was shocked when Diddy introduced her to the concept of freak-offs. He enjoyed watching his partners sleep with other men, and he pressured her into participating. Initially hesitant, she said she only opened up to the idea after he gave her ecstasy. Cassie admitted to selecting escorts herself, often from sites like Craigslist or Backpage, but insisted she only did so under Diddy's direction. He maintained full control of how these events were organized and documented, including recording the sessions, which created a library of blackmail material. She claimed she felt unable to refuse participation, fearing Diddy's unpredictable reactions. Despite her discomfort, she stayed because she thought she was in love with him. A classic sign of Stockholm Syndrome. Cassie said the freak-offs made her feel humiliated and dehumanized. She was frequently under the influence. Ecstasy, cocaine, mushrooms, alcohol, and sessions often lasted several days. In one of the most disturbing parts of her testimony, she described how Diddy encouraged the escorts to urinate on her and obsessed over covering everyone in baby oil, sometimes using 10 bottles per session. In one instance, he even had her enter a pool filled entirely with baby oil. Her testimony was emotionally devastating, and she's not done. Diddy's defense team will soon cross-examine her. Now, regarding Al B, sure, the R&B singer has recently alleged that Diddy may have been behind a medical emergency that nearly killed him. Back in 2022, he fell into a coma for 2 months, suffering multiple organ failures. Miraculously, he survived after a liver transplant and is now writing a tell-all book titled, Do You Believe Me Now? He claims Diddy tried to silence him permanently, just as he was preparing to expose damaging information.
I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down. If you actually knew what they did to me, there was a bounty on my head. There was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that Sean Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive.
Al B. Shore also believes that Diddy might have been behind his ex, Kim Porter's, death. It was widely reported that Kim passed from pneumonia, but there are some people who don't believe that. There are people who believe that Diddy had Kim Porter taken out because she was about to write a tell-all book about him.
Yes, many, many years ago, I posted some information that was, basically trying to save my life. And thank goodness to my ex, the wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way to, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth. And I didn't understand why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing.
So this once again...
These claims reignite speculation about Kim Porter's death. Though it was ruled as natural, many, including Al B. Shore, now suggest she may have been murdered, possibly on Diddy's orders. Though unproven, the pattern of whispers and threats paints a haunting picture. So what do you think about this entire situation? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found this informative. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.